Hey there everyone. Well, as you can see, something a little different today. My MT-07 is having its 6,000 mile service. So as a courtesy bike, I've been given this Suzuki SV 650. Just thought I'd tell you a little bit about it really, see how it is and how it responds to my MT. It's pretty cool. I quite like it. It's a 645cc V-twin engine. 197 kilo the weight is, and I think the fuel tank's 13.8 litres. It is pretty cool. I'm sure they think they come out 1999, I think it was, and then they start making them. It's sort of like the Gladius, but a bit cheaper. These brakes that you've had on Tokiko, is it? They've had them since the bike first came out. There's a 290mm discs on the front and a 240 on the back. It's got the retro round single headlight at the front. It's pretty cool. Well, on paper, I mean, they're more or less, that and the MT-07 are pretty equal. So you'll be able to see what I think compared to the MT-07. What I do like is the two little twin, if you can see the little twin lights at the back, they look pretty cool. So let's get on it, let's get riding it, and I'll tell you what it's all about. Doesn't quite sound like the MT-07. Well, I've got the Akrapovic exhaust. Those of you that subscribe to me, you'll know what my bike sounds like. If you don't, you'll hear it at the end of this video. So I shall see you in a minute when I'm on the road. One thing I will say, it's really easy to flick around. I mean, you can just come and flick it straight round. It's so flickable, it's just unbelievable. I mean, the MT-07 is quite flickable, but I don't know, this just seems more light. You don't have to sort of come off your seat when you're going around corners, and it just sort of leans it. The bike leans for you. Those of you that do subscribe to me will notice that I put a video up on a Suzuki Gladius, which I had when I had my 600 mile service. And you know what I thought of that? I didn't really like it. I can absolutely see it, and I think. But yeah, I do like this compared to the Gladius. It's definitely a lot better. I know it's pretty much similar bike, but just something about that Gladius I didn't like. This was just had a dodgy bike. So someone from work, that is. Can't believe I just sit in. Some of my mates who watch this will see him and be like, "What's he doing on the bloody video?" Anyway, sitting in traffic like this, it's pretty cool. What I do notice though is like I'm in second gear now, doing 20 miles an hour. It's a bit sluggish. It's like it wants to go. I need to drop a gear. Whereas on my MT, I can sit at pretty low revs. Maybe I think the torque's a lot better on that though. So that's one thing I prefer on the MTs when I'm sitting in the traffic. I'm going to try and do a bit of everything on this video, just make it as short as possible, but a bit of town riding. I'm going to try and take it on the motorway for one junction because I want to see what it's like on there. Should have got in that other lane, shouldn't I? Yep, definitely should have got in the other lane.
3 hours later.
Come on, that's it. Oh, so it says on paper it's more or less the same power as the MT-07, but it just doesn't feel the same. I mean, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like there's as much there, but maybe it's because I've got the Acra on the MT and the noise is louder and whatever, but it's absolutely brilliant for just flicking in and out of things. As a first bike, after you pass your test, or as a commuter, definitely as a commuter, I've got to say, this would be a pretty cool bike. You really get on with it. The tank's quite small though, it's like, it's just not the same. It's like sitting at 30 mile an hour in third now. It's like it's saying to me, you know, put me in second. I don't like it in third at this low revs. Doing 4,000 revs, but I mean, I don't care what the paper says. It just doesn't feel as planted on the road as the MT-07. It's, I don't know, it's just not the same. The MT-07 feels solid and more confident. It just feels like, I don't know, it just, the way I can describe it, it just feels like a big 125, if that makes any sense. It's just, I mean, it's a great bike and everything. I don't know how to explain it. It's just not for me. I mean, for the same style of bike, it's amazing how different it is. Although, like I said, you go on paper and I'll tell you otherwise. Oh, one more thing as well. It says apparently the brakes on here, on this, are supposed to be a lot better and a lot more responsive than the MT-07, but the MT-07s aren't the best. People who ride them will know. These brakes are not better than the MT-07, I don't care. The back brake on this bike is better than the front brakes, which is weird. The front brake is shocking on this. I mean, it's a brand new bike as well. It's only done 1,446 miles. So, see how it is at overtaking. So I mean, it's still pretty good at overtaking. You get the power on that. It's just these bloody brakes, man. If I can get to the front of this traffic, filtering through traffic as well, it's bloody amazing. Just flick it through everything. Great. So what I'm going to do now is take it on the motorway, see what it's like on there for a junction. And go around the island. It's pretty cool. Nice and like I said, the bike just leans over for you. It's quite different to throw around. It's going to head on the motorway now. Turn this indicator off. Yeah, it's not as much power as the MT-07. I don't care what paper says. Whoa. Fucking trucks and nuts. Fucking winds, man. Fuck's your problem? I could just sit in at 60 now, 62. I can feel more wind than the MT-07 already. I have got a floor screen on my MT-07, so maybe could be something to do with it, but yeah, it's definitely more wind. I can feel it. It's not just the wind coming on me, I mean it's wind as in I can feel the bike blowing around. But I don't know, so I just doesn't feel like I'd want to sit on here for a good journey. I mean, I've been on the MT-07 for a whole day. I'm talking like 7-8 hours. Obviously that's stopping and starting, that's not 7-8 hours solid. But I just don't get the feeling I'd like to do that on this. The position is absolutely comfy, yeah, I mean, back roads, I'll swallow my words. I'll definitely like to, back roads, I'll swallow my words, yeah. I would go on a journey on this. It's definitely a comfortable position. The seat's comfy. It's just I don't feel like going on a motorway. Well, actually saying that, you could sit one of the left or middle lanes, 60, 70, be fine. It's just getting a bit more of a move on, but you know, and if you've got a bike, sometimes you might want to do that. So, get to the front here. What the fuck happened there? Fucking jumped into bloody neutral. Sure, it went into second, then flicked back in. I'll have to check me footage when I get back. So strange that was. even that, look, 75 this is wind. Feel the wind, look, bike like wobbling. It's 197 kilo this is, I'm sure the MT is 189. Unless anyone wants to correct me. So in a way, this has got what, 8 kilo more. I would have thought that would have, I don't know, made it more stable if anything, but just not the best. A bit of a rainbow up there. You know what that means? I might be heading into some rain. It's not good. I mean, yeah, this is not a bad little bike. Brilliant as a commuter, absolutely brilliant as a commuter. I just couldn't imagine taking it on a track for a track day. Put it that way. I mean, I don't think it's that style of bike. I mean, obviously the MT-07 isn't that style of bike either, but there's a few lads in our owners club have been on track days, and the owner is a very good rider, and he's been on track day of his. He'd be able to hammer it round, he'd keep up with people easy. So I just don't think if I gave him this, even if he got used to it for a week or something, he'd feel as confident. Or don't feel as confident on it. Not to push it, as you might say, anyway. Yeah, I think the long and short of it is, it's as I was going to repeat myself again, but just to sum up, brilliant bike, great as a commuter, absolutely great as a commuter. Would be a good first bike, but if that's all you're going to do, then perfect. If you want it to have I don't know, I just don't feel like it had as much fun as the MT-07, there's not as much character, and I definitely wouldn't fancy a track day on it. But apart from that, awesome. Well, so you can see the front of them both together there. That's the SV 650 I had on the left. There's my MT-07. So let's get it out of here and get home. Bye bye SV. So as you can see, I'm on my MT-07 now. I can definitely feel the difference, really can. And the throttle's so much more responsive. What are your cars are doing? I mean, look at it. Brilliant. Anyway, hope there's been some help if you're thinking of getting a a Suzuki SV 650. At least I got to show you a bit of the bike. And thanks for watching. If you haven't checked out any of my other stuff, please have a look at my channel. And I will see you all very soon. Thank you very much for watching, people. Bye bye.